partially what the mission of the pilotless aircraft is in Iowa and why I should not be concerned.
I think you have a valid concern, and what I would like to see done is if I had the opportunity to speak up, or if I had the opportunity to make any sort of input on this, what I would like to see done is ensuring that those cameras are actually deactivated. There's enough computer programs that if they want to say that they're running simulated flights over the city of Des Moines, they can use Google Maps for that. They don't need fresh live feeds. So I understand our military does need training, and they need training over residential stuff. Hey, I appreciate having staff here to do it. I appreciate having staff in Iowa to do the maintenance on those aircraft. But at the same time, I do not want to see live video getting streamed back to somebody else of what I may or may not be doing in my backyard. Does that answer you?
Okay, first, the government is too invasive in our privacy. And I believe you're referencing the Iowa Air Guard. And those are actually, they're remotely piloted aircraft. They're called RPAs. And it is my understanding, and I just had a briefing the other day from General Hill, who is in the Air Guard, that we won't actually have those aircraft here in Iowa. What we will have here in Iowa are the pilots for those aircraft. Because they are remotely piloted, those aircraft will be located elsewhere, like overseas elsewhere. They can be piloted from the state of Iowa, and through a satellite that bounces the signal over to where those aircraft are, they can be piloted and they can target very specific areas. So we won't have, and they're not drones, they are RPAs. So those will not be flying over the state of Iowa. At least the ones, yes, thank you, at least the ones with the Iowa Air Guard. So if there are any other true drones out there, I am unaware of that. But I know that has been a huge concern. As a state senator, I did field many of those calls, but understanding that this is a replacement for the F-16, which is a bomber. The RPAs are also bombers, so they will not be here in the state of Iowa. Thank you.
I'm glad Senator Ernst cleared that up, because I didn't know the answer to your question either. And sometimes when you stand up here, you want to know every answer, and I haven't had the special briefing, and so I'm glad that she's able to share that with us. But it does not change the fact that the reason for your question is we have a federal government that is spying on its citizens. Right. And that needs to change. And we need to hold them accountable, whether it's the IRS or the NSA or some other group. It is against our Constitution and our constitutional freedoms for have law-abiding citizens to be surveilled by their government. It's for certain against the Fourth Amendment. And I just find it morally reprehensible that the federal government does not give us the benefit of the doubt when it comes to its surveillance programs. The second thing I'd like to mention, and I don't know if it's your question or not, but I've noticed that police forces are starting to buy these drones, unmanned aircraft, and I think we have a real concern about the militarization of our police force. And we need, the federal government has pumped a lot of money through Homeland Security to our local police departments, and they have suited up beyond the threat that I can see, at least when I was, for 5 years, part of law enforcement.